So what up, guys? Haven't been with y'all for a minute or made a video in a minute, but I just wanted to talk to you guys about how much money we actually spend on cigars. So one of the things that was asked to me was, when you spend a certain amount of money, do you create a budget? Or, do you set aside funds or whatever on your cigars? Well, luckily, I've been blessed with a lot of connections in the cigar industry where I get a lot of good deals and I get a lot of good prices on cigars that the average consumer won't normally get. But as I was going through cigar lookups and stuff like that, I was looking at the different type of cigars that's out there, how expensive they can be. So these are the top 10 most expensive cigars. And you tell me if you spent this kind of money on these sticks. So first up, you're going to see a stick that cost $50. Now, the only cigar that I saw, only cigar that I paid $50 for ever was a Padron 50th anniversary. That's the only stick I ever paid $50 for. Have I ever paid over $50 for a stick? No. That was the most I ever paid for a stick. I have never paid over $50 for a stick. And even after that time, I didn't go back and pay $50 anymore for that particular stick. The next stick you're going to see is in the $55 range. Now, I've had this stick a few times. I've purchased this particular stick a few times. And I know Fuente got to get their money in the whole nine. Hands down, I love the Fuente family. I never say anything bad against them. But $55 for this stick, is it worth it? In my opinion, as a consumer, I think I want to get the most bang for my buck. I've smoked sticks that have been better than this that I wouldn't have paid $55 for. But then again, I've smoked this stick and I wouldn't have had no problem paying $55 for it because of the complexity of it and how much tobacco you actually get in this stick. Is it worth it? That's all on you. When you smoke it, you determine what's worth it to you. Somebody who got $1 million in their pocket to spend on however many sticks they want or whatever, it might not be. Money's not an object. For most people, money's an object. So the key is to get the most bang for your buck. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some $5 and $6 sticks out there that I will smoke hands down every day and get as many of them as I can. But the next one is actually from the Fuente line as well. And it doesn't... It says, so it's in the Arturo Fuente Opus X A. It's a $79 cigar. Now, let me read to you what this says. It says, these wonderful cigars were created back in 2001, but were only released in 2008 in the memory of the same Arturo Fuente. The box comes with the 46 natural wrap cigars as well as 46 Maduro wrap and costs less than $7,500. The wrapper leaves come from Chateau de la Fuente, where most of their products come from, if not all of them, where the famous cigar maker started their business in 1912. Each of these cigars have been aged for 7 years, and they come in the natural and sun-grown variety. One with a red ribbon on the foot, and the other with a cedar and black ribbon. Now, the work that goes into cigars, I appreciate. So the amount of work and the longer the tobacco's aged, of course, that's going to increase the value. And the product itself, how well it's put together. So when they slap these prices on these sticks, it's just like anything else you buy. what it goes into it, what goes into the makeup of it, the labor that goes into it. You know, they got to cover the cost of their overhead. They want to get back money that they spent, and they want to make a profit. But at the same time, they want to give you a great product too. So all that goes into play into marketing this cigar. And you know, once, you know, rest his soul, Fuente passed on, you know, a lot of things went up because some things just you're not going to be able to get anymore because he's not around. So when I look at these type of prices, I'm like, okay, that stuff goes into it. The next stick I'm looking at is the Cohiba Bee Hike. Now, everybody say Cuban this, Cuban that. I mean, for this particular box, you're getting how many sticks? It's a 52-inch ring gauge. It says Cohiba is the most famous cigar, blah, 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 blah. But how many sticks come in that box? I'm thinking it gotta be that 25 mark, because if I'm reading this correctly, for this box, they charging $18,800 for the box. I don't know about y'all, but me, 18,000. I'm spending less on that for a car for my son for college or after he graduated from high school. 18 G's on cigars. I mean, if you're a millionaire, you got it like that. 18 G's is like 5 cents to you. Hey, by all means, do that. 18,800 for a box of these joints. And I'm looking to see how many come in the box, but I don't really see it. It says first release to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the fine cigar makers. The Bee Hike cigar boxes have been sold for $18,800. They included several varieties coming from the Pinar del Rio and Vuelto regions of Cuba, and a Chic Humidor that was made in France by Ellie Blue. Look, all I know is if the stick is good, the stick is good. Sometimes I have a hard time picking up on notes and flavors in the stick. Ain't no way I'm gonna go out and spend that kind of money on a stick, and I just can't justify it. But again, everybody's pocket ain't the same, so it is what it is. But 18,800, yeah, not going down to my house. This next stick, how much does it cost? It's $14,999 for the box. You get what? This is the Gurkha His Majesty's Reserve. They got this $750 for a cigar. Look, I'm just gonna scroll down. Gurkha Black Dragon, $23,000 for a box. I mean, I don't know where they're getting these prices from. Look. Tobacco grows in the ground. Your maturing process or your aging process or whatever you go through to age that joint. Okay, if you got that joint sitting for 25 years, or aging or whatever, it's tobacco. I mean, the complexity that goes into rolling it, great. I mean, I know there's some stuff that got like actual gold in it and stuff like that, and silver and whatever else they put in there. I don't know about you, but I ain't smoking no gold, okay? Yeah, I mean, if it's dipped in King Louis VIII or whatever it is, or Henry III or whoever those ancient people are back in the day, and they got them dipped in those different kinds of rums or infused or whatever, great. But man, it's a cigar. I mean, but there's somebody out there that's gonna get to enjoy it, and I'm quite sure they're probably awesome sticks. But you as a consumer, thinking about what you like and what's feasible for your pocket, there's probably a stick that you will enjoy 10 times better than the amount of money you have to spend on that stuff. I'm just saying, they just asking for some crazy prices over here. And I don't understand it. But if it's rare and if it's good, it's expensive. If it's hard to get, it always adds to the price. The makeup and the complexity of it always add to the price. Now, would I like to ever smoke one of these sticks? Yeah. If I'm blessed to get my hands on one of these sticks, not for $750 a stick or whatever those other crazy prices, then I'll smoke one. If somebody gift me one day, great. I feel blessed. I feel honored that you took the time to give me that type of cigar. You know what I mean? Will I ever reach the plateau in my life where I spend that kind of money? I probably won't. Even if I got a large amount of money in a stash, I probably won't go jump out there on the limb and say I'm gonna go pay $750 for one cigar. Something that's a consumable. Consumable meaning it's gonna be used up. Whenever I spend any kind of large amounts of money on something, it needs to be tangible. Something I can keep my hands on, and that won't disintegrate or evaporate over time or be used up. A non-consumable. But hey, you never know where life will take me. I can never say what I will and won't do at this point in my life. The future always holds challenges and variations, so you got to adjust to change. Who knows? One day $1 million might fall in my lap and they might say, hey, smoke this cigar. And if you smoke this cigar, you get $1 million, you know, but by all means, whatever. But I'm just saying, as a consumer, what makes you happy? The amount of money you spend on a stick or the stick itself? Some people get pleasure from spending large amounts of money because it makes them feel good that they can. And then some people get pleasure from just enjoying the stick and its complexity and how it's made up for that price point. My question is, what makes you happy? As a consumer, this is some things we always think about. Whether your pocket can take it or not, it is what it is. As always, enjoy your whiskey and savor your cigars.